Expat Travels. It is Jeremy on the streets of Buenos Aires, Argentina. It is a cool June day, unlike they're up there at home in the United States of America. So as I sit here on this June evening, I'm going to tell you the reasons why I am leaving Argentina and heading back to my home of the United States, back to Illinois. I've been in Buenos Aires, Argentina since January 5th of this year. I do have a wife and son who reside here, and I'm working on a United States visa for them to get them back to the United States. I had lived in Buenos Aires from 2021 to 2024, and financially I had to go back, so I spent about 8 months back in the States, but I needed to come back to them because obviously, if anybody knows, a long-distance relationship requires a lot of phone time and, a lot of issues. But bar none, for the second reason of why I'm leaving Argentina for the second time, well, it comes down to this. In 2025, we are facing one of the worst job markets ever. Not only in this country behind me of Argentina, but also in the United States. Everybody post-COVID wants to work remotely. Remote jobs are almost impossible to find. Now, this country behind me has an inflation rate of over 200%. A lot of that is due to low economy, not jobs, not a lot of money, not a lot of opportunity here, and the change of a president here that created all kinds of problems to create terrible inflation in Argentina. Now, back home in the United States, same thing is happening with Donald Trump, but not quite as severe as here. Argentina faces an inflation rate of over 200%. So prices back home in the United States are very, very close to what they are here in Argentina. In fact, in some respects, it's worse. It's worse. Housing, I think, is worse in Argentina than it is in the United States. Food is getting worse than the United States. So reason number one why I'm leaving Argentina, inflation. Inflation of the country is number one. It is very difficult to survive here, especially as an expat, because of the fact of the inflation rates. Number two, can't find work. Work is impossible to find in Argentina. Plus, with me being a digital nomad, I have to select remote jobs. That also means you have to work as a 1099 independent contractor, which means you have to file tax in the United States, which means you make even less than what you want to earn. Because U.S. companies will work with digital nomads, if you can actually seize the job, here comes the next problem. The salaries aren't as high. We're talking $1,000 a month, maybe $2,000 a month at the tops, which again, when your rent is $1,000 a month, need I say more? So that's number two. The job market is terrible. I've been unemployed for almost 6 months. I must go back to the United States to secure it because I can't do it here. Number three, another problem with Argentina, obviously, it is a very safe country overall, but I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a lot of bullshit here. A lot of bullshit. And what I mean by bullshit is, Argentina is a nice country in a sense, but they are very far behind in the times. So, this creates a problem too. Because why? Not everybody in this country loves Americans. And a lot of people will try to screw you. And they think you're rich. When you step off the plane in Argentina, they think, wow, it's an American. Oh, I'm gonna double charge them in the cab, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that. We're not rich people. Granted, there's people in the United States that are wealthy, but not everybody is. And I always tell them, I say, I'm from Illinois. Doesn't mean I got a Brinks truck when I got here. But this is a big misconception in this country, and they think that because we're from the U.S. that we're terribly rich. It's not true. So you deal with that bullshit. When you speak English on the streets here, okay, Spanish is their language, right? That's another given. But when you walk the streets here and you speak in English, you get the filthiest looks from people, like you think you're speaking in, Greek alien or something. It's ridiculous. So that's another reason I'm leaving Argentina. But those are the main reasons. Now, on the positive side of life, This country has a lot of rich culture, beautiful landscape. The food is delicious if you can afford it. We're talking steak dinners anywhere from $75 to $150. Now, back in the US, you're going, Jeremy, what's the big deal? That's what we have it back here. Right. But let me tell you something. This country, when I first came to it in 2019, a steak dinner for 2 people cost me less than $15 in a 4-star restaurant. That is a truth. That tells you how bad it has gotten here. When I first came here, to get a burger at McDonald's was like 3,000 pesos, $3. Now, 15,000 to 20,000 pesos for a burger at McDonald's. McDonald's, mind you. That is the same price as the United States. Some burger joints in Argentina are pushing $20. $20. Pizzas in this country are anywhere from $30 to $45 for pizza in Argentina. This is another reason why it is very hard to live here. So if you're planning to come here and you want to relocate here as a digital nomad, you better understand, you better step into a job that's going to pay at least, and I'm not exaggerating here, you better expect your job to be paying you anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 a month if you want to live adequately in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Otherwise, you will drown. Now, rents in Argentina. Let me explain this to you. Studios, if you're in Palermo, Recoleta, maybe other areas of Argentina, you expect to pay anywhere from $800 to $2,000 for an apartment. I'm not exaggerating about that. And that may be with everything included, it may be with nothing included. So there's another situation here. You may have to pay expenses, you may have to pay a cable bill, you may have to pay electricity. All these things come to play when you're in Argentina. Now, you're thinking, well, Jeremy, it just sounds like you just keep knocking this country. It's a great country. I had good times here. I met some great people here. Don't get me wrong, I met some really great people here. My TikTok channel grew. My channel here on YouTube has grown from Argentines. But understand, to live in this country, it's not a field trip. And if you are the faint of heart, it's difficult as an American. You will have to master the Spanish language. I use Duolingo. I'm not terrible at my Spanish. And I've used Google Translate practically everywhere. But I'm telling you, as an American, for me, I've been here a total of 3.5 years. America's my home. It's my home. It's where my family will need to live. It's where I need to be. I've tried Argentina on 2 different occasions. I can't make it work. So I am heading back and going to the United States. My son, who's 2, has dual citizenship. My wife is fully Argentine, born and raised here in Buenos Aires, but we are looking at the United States as a permanent home. I will always have a place for this country because of the time I vested in it. I do like the country. I wish I could make it work here. But unfortunately, because of the job market, because of the inflation rate, it is very hard to make it here. Now, I know what everybody in America is going to tell me at the same time. And I agree with you. The United States is not easy to live in either. You have to be making good money. And especially for families, you have to be making good money there. And you are 100% correct about that. But when you look at apples versus apples, it's going to be far easier for you to succeed in the United States than it is here in Argentina. Another thing I want to say about this country is medical care is not near as good as the United States. In Argentina, they have free medical care, right? But when you go to a free hospital, expect to wait 5 to 7 hours to be waited on. 5 to 7 hours to be waited on. And the medical care may not even be that good once you get the receipt. So that forces you to get insurance in this country, which as an expat makes it even worse. You're expecting to pay probably for a family of 3 about $250. Now that doesn't sound like a lot for family insurance because compared to the US. Okay, you're right about that. But the medical care in this country is not good. I'm gonna give you a case in point in this. So I used to work for a Catholic hospital back in Illinois. right? Okay, my wife got pregnant here in Argentina. We went to a Catholic hospital here in Buenos Aires. What I saw and experienced was outrageous. She had a C-section, okay? After the C-section was complete, there were men standing on top of her with their knees on her chest, pulling her skin closed to get her closed up to do stitches. Like, no gloves, nothing on their hands, unsanitary as hell. All pulling like she was a piece of meat in a butcher shop. I was like, are you kidding me? It got worse from there. Then, when she got to the room, to keep those stitches closed, you know what they decided to do in Argentina? Put a 5-pound bag of sand on her stomach. And I went, what in the hell are you doing? They said, to keep the stitches closed. In the United States, that would be sued for malpractice. But that's the kind of thing you'll deal with here in Argentina. They are behind the times. They're behind the times. And salaries here are terribly low. $500 to $1,000 a month is normal. However, this is what blows my mind. You'll see this, but these same people will take vacations. They are driving Mercedes and Land Rovers. They're going to the mall and they're eating out and they're dining and they're doing all this with these salaries. And every aspect says this question: how, and how? It's not possible. Now, there's a thing called black money in Argentina, and I don't have to explain that because I'm sure everybody's going to know what I'm talking about when I say that. And that does go on here. But nonetheless, so these are kind of my reasons for leaving Argentina and why I must go back to the U.S. It's very important for me at this stage in the game. Just for my family's sake, I've lived in Illinois my whole life, and I'm proud of my country. But Argentina will have a place in my heart forever. It will, because I devoted this amount of time. My son was born here, and my wife is from here. And, you know, there's good family values in Argentina. There's good landscape, good food. But no country, if you can't survive and live there financially and make your family thrive, what good is it? So this is my reasons for leaving Argentina. Now, I also want to say this. I want to thank everybody who's helped, liked, and subscribed to this channel and make it grow. On the long form videos, the United States has been my king. You guys have done it. More videos to come from the United States very soon. Next week, I am flying United from Buenos Aires to Illinois. There will be a video from the United flight from Buenos Aires to Houston, Chicago, or I'm sorry, let me try that again. Take two on that. I have a United video coming that's going to be from Buenos Aires to Houston, Texas. And then I will have a flight from Houston to Chicago. So that will be coming, that content will be coming, and I'll explain all that to you. More things from Illinois as I get back. Might do some more food reviews when I get back to the States. So this channel is not done. I had hoped for more of Argentina, and this is where I want to speak to my Argentina people. I do love this country. I feel sorry for as many people that do suffer in this country, and believe me, there's a lot of you that do. But all of you that have supported me in my YouTube shorts, I love you, I trust you, and thank you for that. I'm not saying I won't ever return to Argentina ever again. I probably will be back here at some point in time, but it may not be for a while because I am planning for the United States. So that being stated, but these are the reasons why I'm leaving Argentina. But if you decide to come here as a digital nomad, you can message me. I'll be happy to explain it. If you have any questions about the visa process and how it involves, I can tell you about that too. We're doing a CR1 marriage visa for the United States. I filed it last year. Waiting times on that vary, just depending upon, you know, what office it goes to the United States. I can do another video of that. But for me, it was important to spend time with my family because I've been apart from them for many, many, many months. So the 3 years I was here before, and of course, you know, the 6 months now were important. But I also know for my family as an American, it is my job and my duty to raise my family in the United States of America. Ironically, my son at 2.5 is already humming the Star Spangled Banner, which is fantastic. and he loves it. So I know he's going to love my home. It's where I want to raise my family. It's where they belong. But I'm telling you, Argentina, you will always have a place in my heart. But I must focus on the United States of America now. Like I said, thank you for everybody who's liked all my travel videos. There's more to come. I'm going to do more content. If you haven't seen some of my older content, definitely follow up on that. But believe me, I love all of you. Thank you for liking, subscribing, messaging me. It means the world to me. So I will always have a split division down the middle of me between Argentina and the United States. Obviously, I'm going to rate more towards the United States because I was born and raised there. But obviously, Buenos Aires, Argentina, you are my second home. So I do hold some link to you. The things I mentioned, like I said, why I'm leaving, this is what Argentines are also going through. This, they suffer a lot. Poverty is very high in this country. So, these are all the things that come to play of why, apples for apples, making choices. I have to go back to the United States of America and make it work there. I had hoped many times I could make Argentina work because it would have been very interesting. A little side note, I come from a town in Illinois that has 150,000 people. So to come to a city of 18 million people, that's quite a shock for me. And it's exciting because I've been able to do some amazing experiences in this country. Amazing experiences. Some of the landscape. I've been to Bariloche. I've been to Mar del Plata. I've been to Luján. I've been to Tigre. Amazing places in this country. A lot of beautiful landscape. If you've never been here, yes, very much travel to Argentina. Do it during the summer months. Don't do it during the winter months because it's cold right now. The seasons are reversed. But in addition to that, try the food. Come here, enjoy it. But if you're going to come here to live, understand you will need strong salary to pull it off. That is a given, and that is something I really didn't take into consideration when I came here either time. So it's very important I do that. But in addition to all these things, amazing experiences. I never would experience this as being a person from, Central Illinois. I never would have known what it would feel like to be in a country like this, to experience the people, the culture. Family is huge in Argentina. Much more, I'm not saying that America doesn't have strong family values. We do. But these people take it really to heart. Huge Sunday dinners. They really live to be around each other. It's not, I'm going to make this joke, and Americans will understand this. It's not like the Griswolds when it comes to family values, Basically, you get together because you have to, and 2 hours later, you're like, get the hell out of here. I'm tired of dealing with you. I'll see you in the next holiday. It's different here. So, but be honest with you, it's a great little country. I'm glad I've been to Brazil too. Had a great time in Rio. There's videos of that as well. But as far as Buenos Aires, it's been one. I've enjoyed it as I enjoy every time I come here. I wish I could live here, but unfortunately, the United States is the answer. It's where my family's going to go and belong probably for the rest of my life. And I'm going to push this visa through and make it happen and raise my family, my son and my wife there. But that doesn't mean I won't ever be back here. I will be back here at some point in time. I just don't know when. I honestly don't know when that's going to happen. It might be a while. Sorry, I'm looking at the side, guys. One of the things about Argentina I got to tell you too is there is some shady shit that goes on here. And this guy was kind of giving me a dead stare. So I'm like, okay, I better move now. But anyway, long story short. So it's a beautiful country, has a lot of history. I've done a lot of great experiences here. I went to an Argentina game with Messi. Amazing. With a guy from LA I met on TikTok. Amazing experience. We had empanadas at midnight. Okay. In addition to that, went to saw Coldplay. 110,000 people. Loudest concert I ever been to in my life. And probably the best one. Again, mentioned the trips to Mar del Plata, Bariloche, Rio de Janeiro. Amazing trips down here. Amazing landscape. Beautiful. All my videos will show you all the trips I've done and everything I've experienced here in Argentina. The food, try the alfajores, try the ice cream, try the parisha, have a milanesa. All those things are fantastic. The food is amazing. It's all made naturally. There's no natural ingredients and stuff. I know it's something the U.S. we have a problem with, but great food. It's expensive now, never used to be. But amazing trip. I mean, honestly, I don't You know, like I said, I wish I could stay in Argentina. I wish I could make this work, but unfortunately, it's just not, for me, a man in my mid-50s, I can't pull it off. But that doesn't mean I won't be back at some point in time to this country, because I'm sure I very much will be at some point. I just don't know when. So, mainly this video is about saying, you know, the reasons why I'm going to be leaving Argentina and heading back to Illinois. And that I want to thank all my Argentine subscribers, not only in TikTok, but here in YouTube. Thank you for the amazing support. You guys have been rock stars. You've always been there, and I appreciate that, and a piece of my heart will always belong to you for that aspect alone. But for my United States people, thank you for subscribing. A lot more content to come from the United States. Let me know what kind of content you want. If I should keep doing it travel-based, or if I should do food reviews, because I've gotten good success by being a foodie too. So let me know. And of course, you know, all these experiences, I love doing these kinds of things. I wish I could do YouTube on a full-time basis. I'm working on getting my numbers bigger for that too. But anyway, long story short, this is the reason I'm leaving Argentina and heading back to Illinois. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart, everybody who's liked and subscribed to my channel. Love you all. And there's more to come in the future. I've got another guy who's coming after me. This is another reason why I leave Argentina. This guy's following me. See, safety is okay here, but I'm telling you also, in another sense of the word, you gotta watch your back. You gotta watch your back. It's just like New York City. You gotta watch your back. So anyways, I'm wrapping up this video. Thank you guys all so very much for being there for me, always, now, and forever. I love you all. I love Buenos Aires. Goodbye, Argentina. It's been good, but I must go back home to the red, white, and blue and raise my family there. God bless you all. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to my channel. You all mean the world to me, and there's going to be a lot more content to come in the future. This guy in the bus driver must have said, bye, Jeremy. Anyway, thank you all so much. I'll see you on the next one. God bless you, and goodbye. Have a good night. The nicest buses ever. We don't have that in Illinois like that. Look at these buses, man. Mercedes-Benz buses. Look at how nice these buses are. So decked out, as opposed to stuff in the United States. Oh, bus after bus after bus after bus. I don't think you can get around this town. Here comes another bus. Another bus. It's Busso Central. Bus Central, another bus, and another bus, and another bus, and another bus. Okay, enough of that.